It's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, right? Today, the bystander observes the tragic true stories where Christmas turned into a nightmare. Number 1, the Stamford Tragedy. Stamford, Connecticut. Christmas morning, 2011. The Badger family was living in a dream home by the water. They had spent a wonderful evening wrapping gifts and celebrating. Before going to sleep, they cleaned out the fireplace ashes. Thinking the embers were cold, they placed them in a bag in the mudroom. But deep inside the ash, a spark was still alive. At 4 a.m., the house became an inferno. The fire spread too fast for anyone to react. The father escaped, but the mother's parents and her 3 young daughters, Lily, Sarah, and Grace, were trapped on the upper floors. They all perished in the flames. An entire generation of a family was wiped out because of a single bag of ashes. It remains one of the most heartbreaking accidents in modern history. Number 2, the Santa Claus bank robbery. Texas, 1927. A man named Marshall Ratliff decided to rob a bank. To lower suspicion, he wore a full Santa Claus costume. He walked through town with children following him, thinking he was the real Saint Nick. He entered the First National Bank. But instead of giving presents, Santa pulled out a pistol. He and his gang forced the tellers to empty the vault. The robbery turned into a massive shootout. The police and angry citizens surrounded the bank. Santa Claus was exchanging gunfire with the law. He tried to use 2 young girls as human shields to escape. Ratliff was eventually caught. But the town was furious. A mob broke into the jail, dragged Santa out, and lynched him. It was a chaotic, violent end to a festive disguise. Number 3, the Covina Massacre. Christmas Eve, 2008, Covina, California. The Ortega family was hosting a party with 25 guests. At 11:30 p.m., there was a knock at the door. An 8-year-old girl ran to open it. Outside stood a man dressed as Santa Claus. But it was Bruce Pardo, a vengeful ex-husband. He shot the little girl in the face and entered the party with a handgun and a homemade flamethrower. He sprayed fuel everywhere and set the house on fire. The inferno was so intense that it took hours to identify the bodies. 9 people were killed, including his ex-wife. Pardo later took his own life. The contrast is chilling, a symbol of giving used to take everything away. Number 4. The Sodder Children Mystery. West Virginia, Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder family home caught fire in the middle of the night. The parents and 4 children escaped, but 5 children were still upstairs. The father tried to use his ladder to save them, but it was missing. He tried to start his trucks, but neither would start. The house burned to the ground. But here is the mystery. No bones were ever found. Not a single trace of the 5 children. Did they die? Or were they kidnapped? For decades, the parents put up a billboard asking for information. They died without ever knowing the truth. A Christmas mystery that remains unsolved. Number 5. The Italian Hall Disaster. 1913, Calumet, Michigan. Hundreds of copper miners and their families gathered at the Italian Hall for a Christmas party. It was a happy moment during a bitter strike. Someone yelled, "Fire!" There was no fire. But panic is contagious. Everyone rushed to the stairwell. It was a steep, narrow descent. People tripped and fell. The crowd kept pushing from behind. Bodies piled up on top of each other, crushing those at the bottom. The doors, reportedly, opened inward, trapping them. 73 people died that night. 59 of them were children. They died clutching their unopened Christmas presents. All because of a false alarm. Number 6, the Walmart Black Friday. The holiday shopping season can be deadly. New York, 2008. A crowd of 2,000 people waited outside a Walmart for the Black Friday sales. The energy was aggressive. Jay DeMaitai Damour, a 3-4-year-old temporary worker, was sent to open the doors. The moment he unlocked them, the crowd shattered the glass and stampeded. They knocked him down. They trampled him to death in their rush to get cheap electronics. Even when police arrived to help him, shoppers kept pushing past, ignoring the dying man. It is a disgusting display of consumerism. A man worked to support his family, and he was killed for a discounted TV. These stories are heavy. They remind us that the holiday season is not just about gifts. It is about being grateful that we are safe and we are together. Please, cherish your loved ones. Stay safe this holiday. If you observe closely, life is fragile. Thank you for watching The Bystander. Subscribe if you want more observations. Merry Christmas and stay vigilant.